Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. I like waving because some guy told me that everybody looks stupid when they wave. So I decided I'm going to wave in my videos sometimes. If you're listening to the podcast, you can't see me waving, but I'm waving. I'm waving both my hands. I'm shaking my head. And I'm looking stupid and I'm not dying. And I think it's funny because people will tell you and give you advice on all kinds of things. And I like his advice because he was giving advice on his experiences and things that work for him. And he's a guy that, yeah, he would look silly if he waved. And the realm that he was working in at the time, that he adopted the belief that waving is stupid and makes you look stupid and nobody looks good waving. I understand how he came to that conclusion. I tend to disagree. I think waving is awesome. I think if you acknowledge people and you wave at them and smile, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you look goofy doing it, so what? You look goofy doing it. Today is day 410. 410 days in a row, I've hopped on Facebook Live and shared with you something that scares me, something that stretches my comfort zone from this little journal book, Do One Thing a Day That Scares You. And this book is beat up. I got to tell you, after 410 days, this baby is beat up. And today is a sayings day. It's where I started on January 4th, 2018 to do this every single day. And every single day since then, whether I felt like it or not, I've hopped on and I've shared with you something to stretch my comfort zone, and I hope that you've done it right along with me. And today is the final page in the book, and I actually already read this page when I started the whole endeavor. I might have skipped it, actually. It looks like I missed it, but I don't know if I did or not, but I know I talked about it at least 30 days ago as I was deciding that I was going to go back and begin again. And the saying is, be bold, and everywhere be bold. And it was said by Edmund Spencer. Again, I don't have any idea who Edmund Spencer is, and it doesn't matter. What he has to say is valuable. What he has to say is a message that we can all learn from, that I know I can learn from, and I get to decide what that means. Just like everything else in this book and everything else in my life, I get to decide, what does be bold mean? Because being bold for me is totally different than being bold for anyone else on the planet. It's definitely different than being bold for Tony Robbins. It's definitely different than being bold for Oprah Winfrey. It's different for each of us. But everything, every word, every experience is different for each of us, because we're each here to experience life as only we uniquely can. And that's our purpose. That's our overriding purpose. I spent decades trying to figure out, literally decades, trying to figure out what the heck my purpose was, what I was here and put on the planet for. And I always felt really disappointed and upset that, you know, God didn't give me any great talent that was like in my face. I always wanted like to be able to sing. Even my granddaughter tells me, Grandma, don't sing. That's how bad that is. Or some musical ability, or some artistic ability, or some, you know, writing or sculpting or artistic or acting or whatever ability. I always envied people, and therein lies the problem, because I was comparing myself to others. I always envied people that had that gift, you know, and it's a talent or a gift that, of course, you have to develop, because a lot of people are born with musical ability or artistic talent and they never do anything with it, or it lies dormant because they don't even know they have it. You know, look at the people that are on like America's Got Talent or England's Got Talent. That I think her name's Susan Moore, but I don't think it's Susan Moore. It's Susan something. But she had this great singing voice. I think she was like in her 50s or so before she even realized that she could sing, and she went on the show and just wowed the world. And there's stories of that all the time. But a lot of what keeps us back from discovering what our thing is, what our purpose is the belief that, or the beliefs that, we don't have a purpose, or we don't have a great talent, or our talent, because we all actually do have some talent, something that we're here for, something special that is so unique and special. It's ours, and it's only ours to develop, understand, nurture, and share with the rest of the world. But a lot of times we're so busy comparing ourselves to others and wishing that something were different about us, we don't even recognize what's awesome and special and unique and amazing about us. Now, today is the last page of this book. I've gone through multiple times looking for another page because I'm having a hard time letting go of the daily scare share. I've done it 410 days in a row. when you do anything 410 days in a row, you get attached to the process. You get attached to just doing it every day. The habit, it's a habit. And good habits like doing this, because I consider this a good habit, are hard to form, really hard to stay committed to, and really supposedly easy to stop and break. But I'm having a really hard time saying goodbye to the daily scare share because it's had such an impact on my life. But tomorrow, I promise I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it for a couple of days because I'm going to take the time and the energy to go through and look at and catalog and just take some notes on so that I can share with you the lessons that I learned from doing this project, from committing to myself and doing the project of hopping online and sharing and stretching my comfort zone every day and the impact that it's had on my life, because it's been profound. And I want to share the results of that. It's interesting. I'm looking in the back of the book. I can't read it, of course. And I've got like 14 different things that I wrote out. So I'll review that. I'll review the notes and the things that I've done in the book. It's been really fun over the last 30 days since I didn't start at the beginning of the book to go back and see like the 7 times I did try to do this or try to start it and stop, and then remember the reasons why I started and stopped. And some of those, I mean, there were good reasons. My dad died of brain cancer. That was a good reason to stop doing it. My son was in a really bad car accident. That was a good reason to stop doing it. I couldn't walk and get out of bed. And maybe I should have been doing it during that period, but I didn't do it during that period either. So there's good reasons for starting and stopping. And I want to revisit those. And I want to revisit and remember and actually remind myself how one little thing a day can make such a difference in my life. And I know that one little thing a day can make a huge, profound difference in your life as well. And I want to share that experience. So in a few days, I'm not going to commit to exactly which day because I'm in the middle of launching a women's summit, Women Business Owner Summit, my first ever, which I never would have done. I honestly never would have done that had I not been doing this. So profound, and I keep saying profound. I mean, how many times can you say profound in one video? Apparently a lot. It's had a huge impact on my life, and I hope that it's had an impact on yours, even a tiny impact, to help you know that anything is possible if you believe in yourself and you're willing to take action and stretch your comfort zone just a teeny tiny bit every day. I'll see you in a few days with a wrap up and summary, and I will figure out what am I going to do now because I have to fill the void. And to be honest, I already filled the void. I'm doing one thing a day that makes me happy on my Pajama Grandma page every day. And I knew I needed to start that because toward the end of last year, I already knew that I was going to have a tough time stopping this. And so I've stretched it out for another 32 days, but it's time to say, okay, that's the final page, Sharon. Stop doing it. Stop sharing. You've gotten what you need to get out of this. Time to move on. So now I'm moving on from stretching my comfort zone. Now, does it mean I'm going to stop stretching my comfort zone every day? Absolutely, positively not, because it's become ingrained in my being to push the envelope and stretch my comfort zone every day. So I will talk to you soon. Have an awesome, awesome, auspicious, and amazing day. And don't be scared because you've got this. If I can do this, you can certainly do this. Go out and create the life you want. Talk soon.